This house would ban beauty filters on platforms like TikTok and Snapchat. These filters enhance facial features. Beauty features as such are considered deceptions. They are deceptions to other users. Why does this matter? It matters for a number of reasons that we need to address. This is our current world today. 6 out of 10 adolescents are challenged with anxiety and depression, according to the trusted and reliable source, Pew Research Center in the USA. These are real statistics. And what is the root cause of this? Social media. Adolescents on average spend 4.8 hours a day solely on social media platforms. This is over triple the amount recommended by guardians. With this excessive social media use, teenagers around the world are comparing themselves to others. Oh, she has nicer eyes than me. Oh, his teeth are so white. She is so pretty, are statements that lots of children are making. Why is this bad? Because children are defining themselves and their worth based on likes and shares in social media and comparing themselves against people who don't even look like how they appear on social media in real life. Children are suffering because of these cruel deceptions. You may say, oh, they have free will, so they can do what they want. No, if someone cheats an exam, you wouldn't say, yeah, they can do that because they have free will. No. In this example, the peers may say, oh, I didn't score as well as them, and be disappointed in themselves. And that is very, very close instinct to what is happening in social media. They are comparing themselves against facts that simply aren't true. Lastly, they could use these filters for fake advertising. They could say, use my product. It is great and it makes my skin so nice and smooth. And it looks real because of the filter. So an innocent victim will buy the product only to find it irritates and dries up their skin. They've been scammed. Judge. If these filters no longer existed, it would significantly reduce the multitude that are constantly being scammed of their life savings. Social media would be an authentic place and wouldn't constantly be lowering children's self-esteem. This is why I'm proud to propose. Thank you.
It is common to find beauty filters on social media, which allows people to make themselves look different and pretty. However, some social media companies suggest banning these filters. Our stance is clear. We want a world where people can use beauty filters but still not be insecure about their looks and appearance, and have no arguments to support this. However, I will first make a rebuttal against the government. The PM stated that social media is the root cause of people's need to look pretty. However, deleting beauty filters does not solve the problem. People still feel the need to look pretty, and deleting green filters does nothing. Instead, creating beauty filters that actually showcase a variety of looks will make people more confident about their self appearance, and educating people on toxic body image will also be a better solution as well. Now I move on to my first argument. We believe that beauty filters shouldn't be banned on social media because banning filters doesn't solve the problem. The government says the beauty filters create a toxic image of beauty, but banning them doesn't make everyone suddenly realize what true beauty is. Instead of tackling the filters, everyone should tackle the problem themselves. If beauty filters are tackled, it may help, but it doesn't win the war. People will still feel low self-esteem on their bodies and faces, and they will find other ways to look prettier, such as excessive makeup or extreme dieting. These alternatives are actually unhealthier and worse than filters as they create true physical harm. So, by tackling the root problem and educating people on body image and self esteem, it convinces them to be proud of themselves and their identity, which lowers the chance of them harming themselves to look like the societal norm. Now, I'll move on to my second argument. My second argument is the beauty filter should not be banned because not all because beauty filters could be a gateway to innovation. Beauty filters can lead to improvement in technology, and beauty filters give people different features which can lead to innovation in plastic surgery and makeup. These filters give businesses what's popular among younger people, and using products that make people look like their idols will help in business. While some may say this is harmful, not all beauty trends are about the stereotypical blonde hair, slim body, and etc. Some idols or famous celebrities don't look like the societal norm, yet they're internationally acclaimed. People wanting to look like them via makeup isn't harmful, and in fact actually spreads diversity. Nowadays, more and more celebrities are not looking like the societal norm, yet people still love them, idolize them, and want to be like them. People dressing up as them actually spreads diversity and not toxicity. Therefore, I beg to oppose the motion. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And my house firmly believes we should ban beauty filters in social media. I'm second speaker of government, and I am going to now add on one of our points. If people keep using beauty filters, then people who do not know about that might feel depressed. They might have thoughts about why they look so about why I look so ugly, they look so good. This might cause a lot of people to eventually, one, go and risk their life savings by buying makeup. Two, feel very depressed. This is very important, as this will cause many people to eventually lose a lot of money to just find out that the makeup makes their skin really bad instead. And some people might also, and this will not help on their well-being. This will add on their bad well-being. This is, in fact, this is so important that in school MSc lessons, they teach you about how negative this is. Now I'm going to do rebuttal. The first speaker said that it will be better for businesses. However, okay, sure, a few businesses earned a lot of money. But think of the other billions of people around the world. You can't just think of companies, there's people also. Also, people might find other ways which might impact other people even more. However, this is not true. Okay, add on those bad makeups. There's not so much ways you can continue looking good in social media. Third of all, they said about showing different variety. However, you can show different variety in other ways which are not harmful. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Panel stance confirmed side government as side opposition is clear unsuspended today. We strongly support beauty filters by prioritizing freedom of choice. Three things then: first framing, second rebuttals, and third onto our team's third argument. Proud to oppose. First onto framing then. What does our world look like? Our world looks like a world where people have the chance to express themselves in the way they want themselves to look like. People often use beauty filters on social media. But let me ask you a question. Isn't that why we developed AI for? We are not living in the 19th century where people can't even take pictures with colored filters. To develop this world, technological things like beauty filters should be allowed. Beauty filters support human rights and on how people have the right to look like the way they want themselves to look like. Rebuttals then, they talk about how people suffer on how people think about their beauty. But why is giving feedback to their looks bad? You can develop and improve when you get feedback, and this helps you have a better future in the long term. Then why does it help you in the long term? This is longer term. This is because people will develop by using that advice, and they will eventually try to get better, be better in their skin color, using sunscreen or whatnot. Also, they talk about how makeup makes your skin bad. Reread the motion. Beauty filters are used in social media. It's not a way to for you to actually do it in real life. So this argument totally lacks of explanation. Now, straight on to our team's final argument on freedom of choice. This means that people will get the chance to choose whether or not they use beauty filters or not. Note how we are not saying that you should always use beauty filters. We are rather saying that a complete ban for beauty filters are so rough, and it is taking away the hard work for people, but in hard work people put into actually developing AI as beauty filters or whatnot. Let's first clarify what a beauty filter is. A beauty filter is a way in social media that you use to make your eyes bigger, face color different, or etc. and etc. I mean, why is trying to make yourself more pretty or bad, right? The important message that I want to say here is that it is your face and it is your phone. We want to use a chance if there is a chance. The opposition side from the very first exchange fails to prove to you on why using a chance if there is one is actually bad. If you make yourself beautiful, what's so bad about it, right? People will like you, and by this it will also it is also a way to connect with each other, even at the point where the government side rebuts to this statement and says that it's just like cheating. I want to clarify that using AI as a tool isn't cheating at all. We want to live like people living in 2025, not in the 1980s. If we start to ban these filters, more and more technological ways will be banned and AI won't develop anymore. But note how AI helps people do a lot of things things. It is smart, it is useful, and it helps us bring more and more ideas into life. People have the right to use these beauty filters to make themselves prettier and prettier. It also shows uniqueness of style, which allows people to express themselves more. Trying to look pretty was never mentioned as cheating in life. If you look pretty, you will look unique because everyone's style is different from each other. By using beauty filters, you will get to express yourself in all kinds of ways, and social media will be used in sharing styles or identity traits as well. People should have the moral right to express themselves and live in the way they want to live in, meaning that if they want to look pretty, they have the right to look pretty, at least in social media. The opposition side fails to prove to you on how following your life path and the way you want to look like is bad. And for these reasons, more than proud to oppose. Thank you.
Firmly believes that we should ban beauty effects on social media for a few simple but significant reasons that are worth sharing. I'm the third speaker of the proposition team, and I believe we win the debate round for the reasons listed below. Firstly, trust issues. If we use beauty effects on social media, it creates distrust and suspicion about who you and your identity truly are. The social media is a wonderful asset to people who want to share any achievements or work, but there are people who could and would use it as a weapon. For example, imagine you were just scrolling on social media and you suddenly find an engaging mystery identity post. It seems interesting, but who's to say it's an honorable person? These kind of digital dilemmas can be hard to solve unless you know whoever is sharing these posts. Secondly, different types of effects. Beauty effects aren't the only effects you can use on screen. For example, yes, beauty effects are used worldwide, but it's not the only type of effects you can use. For instance, backgrounds, text, and different voices are perfectly usable in this scenario. Plus, you can always put on different clothing and costumes, makeup, for example, a face mask, as a substitute for beauty effects. Thirdly, the benefits of showing your true face. Showing your true face can lead to believed honesty from other people, improving your social reputation without the use of things such as beauty effects. Thank you.
Imagine a world where every selfie you post must be real. No filters, no fun, no creativity. The real question is whether banning them is the right solution. What is our stance? Our stance is that filters themselves are not a problem. The issue lies on how people perceive beauty standards online. Banning filters is impractical, infringes on freedom, and ignores a better solution. Judge, is it realistic to police billions of users and apps worldwide, or to remove a tool people use for self-expression and just like creativity they want to express? First, I'll move on to my rebuttal. The government claims that beauty filter makes people compare themselves to images that are simply not true. But judge, does banning filters magically stop unrealistic comparison, or does it just punish a tool while the real problem continues? People are already exposed to edited ads, celebrity posts, and influencer content that set impossible standards. The issue isn't filters, it's how users interpret when they see online. A ban treats this symptom, not the cause, where education and media literacy actually equip users to resist harmful comparisons. Now, moving on to my clash. Yes, some comparisons are based on unrealistic, but banning filter is a blunt, ineffective, and short-sighted solution. Users can access filters elsewhere, and curated images will still dominate social media. By contrast, teaching critical thinking and responsible media uses addresses the root problem. It empowers people to see through unrealistic portrayals, protects mental health, and preserves freedom of choice and creativity online. Next, rebuttal. The government talks about beauty filters as if they're the only kind of effect used online. But judge, filters are not just about changing faces. They include background blurs, lightning fixes, fun animations, and voice effects used by millions of people worldwide for creativity, privacy, and entertainment. Yes, if we ban filters, where do we draw the line? Now, my clash.
Banning beauty filters ignores the diversity and purpose of these tools. They're used globally for different reasons. Some people use them to feel confident, others for fun, and many for artistic recreation. Now, moving on to our summarization of our team. Our team more than strongly believes that the South should not ban filters on social media. Why? Now is the time to listen to our three main arguments throughout our team speech and why we strongly oppose this motion. First, banning filters technically does not solve the problem. The real issue is how people perceive beauty standards, not the filters themselves. Removing filters won't teach users to critically engage with online content or build self-confidence and risk treating a symptom rather than the root cause. Second, not all beauty filters are harmful. Some filters are fun, creative, or even confidence boosting. Treating all filters as harmful ignores their positive uses and punishes harmless self-expression while failing to address the actual challenges of self-esteem and body images. Third, freedom of choice. Users should have the right to decide how they present themselves online. A ban restricts personal freedom, sets a dangerous precedent for controlling other forms of digital expression, and removes the opportunity for people to learn responsible use of technology on their own. Now, panels. Beauty filters are tools, not the problem. Banning them is unrealistic, unnecessary, and counterproductive. Our side protects freedom, creativity, and effective solution through education and media literacy. The government offers a ban that is impractical, unfair, and ineffective. For this reason, we strongly reject the motion and are more proud to oppose this.
Opposition does not want to live in a world where uniqueness and freedom isn't valued. On their side of the bench, people need to upload faces with no filters in them. This not only doesn't show uniqueness and freedom of choice, it gives stress to the people who are uploading photos and videos by how much they dislike themselves. Beauty filters help people to be more satisfied and like themselves more. We want to live in a world where, as I said before in my deputy leader of opposition's speech, if you want to look pretty, you have the chance to look pretty, because that is what AI is for from the very get-go, right? A complete ban just takes away the ability for people to have the chance to be unique. And adding on to our honorable first speaker, deleting beauty filters is not the answer to making everyone suddenly view their own body as beautiful. The government can say that beauty filters are toxic as much as they like, yet getting rid of them will still make people perceive themselves as ugly. Banning filters simply prevent toxic beauty in social media, not toxic beauty in real life. Also, even when we compare their side's best case scenario and our side's worst case scenario, we win from the very get-go, because we create a world where uniqueness and freedom is valued for each and every person when uploading social media, and B, they create a world where social media wouldn't be used in 2025 because the person won't like themselves and they won't want to upload themselves ugly photos. We don't get until the end of the day why in 2025 we can't use AI when we actually have the chance to. With these stated, more than proud to oppose. Thank you.
This House would ban beauty filters on platforms like TikTok and Snapchat. These filters enhance facial features. Beauty features as such are considered deceptions. They are deceptions to other users. Why does this matter? It matters for a number of reasons that we need to address. This is our current world today. 6 out of 10 adolescents are challenged with anxiety and depression, according to the trusted and reliable source, Pew Research Center in the USA. These are real statistics. And what is the root cause of this? Social media. Adolescents on average spend 4.8 hours a day solely on social media platforms. This is over triple the amount recommended by guardians. With this excessive social media use, teenagers around the world are comparing themselves to others. Oh, she has nicer eyes than me. Oh, his teeth are so white. She is so pretty are statements that lots of children are making. Why is this bad? Because children are defining themselves and their worth based on likes and shares in social media and comparing themselves against people who don't even look like how they appear on social media in real life. Children are suffering because of these cruel deceptions. You may say, oh, they have free will, so they can do what they want. No, if someone cheats an exam, you wouldn't say, yeah, they can do that because they have free will. No. In this example, the peers may say, oh, I didn't score as well as them, and be disappointed in themselves. And that is very, very close instant to what is happening in social media. They are comparing themselves against facts that simply aren't true. Lastly, they could use these filters for fake advertising. They could say, use my product. It is great and it makes my skin so nice and smooth. And it looks real because of the filter. So an innocent victim will buy the product only to find it irritates and dries up their skin. They've been scammed. Judge, if these filters no longer existed, it would significantly reduce the multitude that are constantly being scammed of their life savings. Social media would be an authentic place and wouldn't constantly be lowering children's self-esteem. This is why I'm proud to propose. Thank you.